We've all grown up with the assumption that having a fast metabolism is good, right? But what if I told you that having a fast metabolism has nothing to do with weight loss? So I was recently reading a study published in 2016 called Does Metabolic Rate Predict Weight Gain?, where they tracked people for around 1 decade, and there were 2 groups of people. One group had a fast metabolism, and one group had a slower metabolism. The faster metabolism group, the one that you would think would be skinnier, actually gained more weight over the span of the decade compared to the group that had the slower metabolism. So what's the point of me telling you this study? This is just a study I want to show you so we can start changing our paradigm and our thinking about what metabolism actually is. And speaking of, what is metabolism? So metabolism is just the energy your body uses at rest to maintain vital functions like breathing, your heart rate, body temperature, and blood circulation. If you have a faster metabolism, that might correlate to you burning an extra 200 or 300 calories, which I do admit may actually help you lose some weight. So if I had an identical version of me and there was a faster metabolism version of me, sure, he would be able to eat more food, but that doesn't mean he'd be able to lose more weight because your hunger hormones will actually adapt to the speed of your metabolism. So just because there's a faster metabolic version of me doesn't mean that he will lose more weight because he will have stronger hunger signaling. But overall, at the end of the day, if we look at the large scale caloric balance of our body, the differences between the average human to the other average human, metabolic rate doesn't account for a large difference when it comes to how many calories they can eat and burn. As long as you're not severely obese or severely underweight, your metabolic rate is probably going to be between 1,500 to 2,000. Now, one thing I want to cover is the fact that the bigger you are, the faster your metabolism is. So a lot of people don't know, but being overweight means that your metabolism is actually faster than someone's metabolism who is underweight or just the average person. So if you are obese, you actually need more energy. Your metabolism needs to work faster to keep up with the energy demands of all of that weight compared to a smaller person, which kind of seems counterintuitive, right? I feel like we've all just been taught as children that, big people have slow metabolisms. That's why they gain weight. But think about it this way. Being 50 pounds overweight is kind of like carrying a 50-pound weighted jacket everywhere that you go. Your body would have to compensate for that, right? Your breathing would be more intense. You would need more food to support all of that weight, and thus your metabolism would speed up. Let's cover some downsides of having a faster metabolism. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. If you have a faster metabolism, it's going to be harder for you to gain muscle. As I previously mentioned, you will probably have increased hunger signaling the faster your metabolic rate is. So just because you have a fast metabolism doesn't mean you can eat more, because your hunger will scale to how fast and how many calories you burn. You can experience organ stress. The faster your heart muscles are working, the faster your lungs are working, the shorter they're going to last. You can experience a lot of fatigue, a bunch of overheating. You're probably more prone to sweating, prone to having higher body temperature. And thus, at the end of the day, if we culminate all of these, you're probably less likely to live longer. So as you can see, there are some upsides and there are some downsides, but for the most part, we don't want to artificially increase our metabolism. So what should we actually then do for weight loss? Instead of trying religiously to speed up our metabolic rate, we should focus on reducing our appetite. Eating less is far easier and much less demanding on our body than burning more. Think about it this way. What's harder, to eat 500 less calories or do 500 calories worth of cardio? So is it easier to eat 2 donuts less, or is it easier to run 30 minutes? I would rather just eat less donuts. Some forms of speeding up your metabolism aren't bad by all means. So something like cardio, building muscle, that's all good for your metabolic health. You don't want to have a severely slow metabolism, but you shouldn't try to artificially increase your metabolic rate to the point where it comes with a bunch of side effects. We want to leverage our diet as the primary driver of weight loss and add metabolic speed as the cherry on top to give us a little extra push when it comes to weight loss. If you want to see faster progress in your weight loss journey, press the first link in the description and join our free Skool community. I recently made a free fat loss masterclass, so check that out. If I give you anything of value, consider subscribing to the channel, and don't forget to stay savvy with your diet.